So have you ever noticed when you hear, maybe you don't hear this very often, I don't know how many other people ask about women's deliveries and stuff, it's not a super popular topic to talk about, but if you ever do, you know, I'll challenge you guys, to whoever watches this, ask a woman about their delivery. If they have children, ask them how their delivery went. Where did you deliver? How did it go? Were you stressed? Was it cool and calm? Was it fast or was it a really long labor? Ask them questions about it. Most of the time, what I've gotten, and maybe it's just me, is they cringe a little bit. They kind of go, oh, don't remind me. And as a doula, you never want to hear that. As a doula, you want to hear, it was the greatest day of my life. It was such hard work, but we pulled through and I have a beautiful baby now. You hardly ever hear that. Hardly ever. And only when you do, it's because they had a doula with them, or a midwife, and they were at home or a birth center, usually never at a hospital with just a gynecologist/doctor. So it stuns me. It pisses me off, to say the least, to know that most births are in the hospital. There's probably 1% from the, if you've ever seen The Business of Being Born, you'll see that 1% of women give birth at home now. 99% of women give birth at the hospital. And so when you're at the hospital, you have the protocols, the rules, this is how it goes in the hospital, and then you have doctors who enforce that, nurses who enforce that. Staff pretty much enforces it just because that's where they work, that's what they have to do, those are the rules. And that goes for any business. What people don't realize is that the hospital is a business. It's not a place that actually cares. They may treat you really nice, they may make the whole process, the whole, cleaning up, they take care of you. They may make it so worth your money, so worth it. Just like any other business, just like having a babysitter watch your kids. My kids are asleep now that I'm home. How sweet, that made it so much worth it. Now I can just go to bed. Just little things like that. The hospital does that too. The thing is, when you go into a hospital, you lose all control. You lose... Okay, maybe that's not completely true. For the most part, you're under the rules of the hospital. You gave most of your power to the hospital by saying, I agree for you guys to help me give birth. And when it comes to birth, I strongly believe that the woman should be in control of that. The woman should be in control, the woman should have support, the woman should have her partner, should have her women surrounding her, helping her, supporting her. And sure, when you go to the hospital, you have the nurses, and you have your partner there, your family there. But the setting is so awkward every time I walk in. Because I volunteer at a hospital as a doula, and the nurses will say, hey, someone wants a doula, can you go help them? Sure, let's go see what they need. And every time I walk in, it's just like, hello? You walk in and, hey, you walk in and it's just like, hi, I'm the doula, you guys, how you doing? And it's just so awkward. I try not to make it awkward, but I can't help but to feel the awkwardness in the room. The parents are uncomfortable, the nurses are just there to do their job, to file all the paperwork and questionnaires and whatnot, and then they're gone, and then they come in every so often while the mom's in labor, and the dad has no clue what to do, has no idea what counter pressure is, has no idea how to coach, no idea what he's doing. So they're both kind of just like, what the heck? And then so to have a random girl as young as I am to come in and, try and appease the awkwardness, it just makes it even more awkward. So doulas are great. It would be nice if they would, if they were more popular, and that's why the doula program at my hospital is great. It's spreading more awareness, and we are trying to do what we can do, and yeah. So that's my point on why doulas are important. Take it, think to yourself, wow, these, doulas really try and help. And the thing is, I find that doulas don't ask for much. We give a lot. We are very attentive. We feel the vibes of the room. We are the presence of whatever you think. I say calm. We are the presence of calmness. We are what sets the mood. When I walk in the room, I set the mood. If it's awkward, I have to come in with a bunch of grace and I can't even think of another word. Of grace, of calmness, of, I want to say beauty, but I don't want to take that kind of attention for myself, because the actual beauty is in the birth, not myself. I simply assist. So that's how it goes. That's how a doula works. It's much easier to get to know a family beforehand, before the labor starts, before the mom's in her own zone, before she's trying to figure out if she can get through all of this. By the time the mom's at the hospitals usually, and I'm just here to help, the mom's already in labor and I have to get to know her through 2-minute contraction breaks, and so that's pretty hard, but you work through it, you get it, and you do what you can do, and they're usually pretty grateful, and I'm happy to do what I can. It's sometimes pretty exhausting, but it's what I love to do, and like I said, we don't ask for very much. I think that usually my goal, or usually what I like to advocate for, are home births, because you can have a midwife and a doula and have it much cheaper. You are much more comfortable. You feel safe. You don't have to worry about nurses coming in and out. All of that. And I could go on this topic for days. But yeah, I just had to get that point out there. I think it's ridiculous that most women have cringeworthy memories of how their birth went. I certainly hope that doesn't happen for me. I know that maybe you said something that was just cringeworthy. Maybe you did something. Maybe you pooped and you just didn't expect it or something, and you're just finding it super cringeworthy now. Or you're embarrassed about something, or it just didn't go the way you planned it or wanted it to go. Birth is something that's gonna make you, not lose control as in you're angry, I'm losing control, whatever, but it's gonna make you realize that you're not always in control of what your body does. Your body can do really cool things. And so I implore everyone to experiment with that and to consider having most people are scared of home births, and I get it and I don't get it, but whatever. Home births specialize in birth. Oh no, sorry, not home birth. Birth centers. Birth centers specialize in births way more than hospitals do. Hospitals just have the procedures. If you need a C-section, go to the hospital. They'll get it for you. If you need Any kind of intervention, go to the hospital. They'll do it for you, no problem. You don't need it. You're not complicated, child carrier. You don't need it. They're gonna cut you open and sew you right back up. You're gonna have a scar. What's the point? If you didn't need it and you were able to give birth vaginally, I don't see what's the point of having interventions and Pitocin and all of those things that just slow your birth down and make it more painful. And then, oh no, like heart rate's raising up, we need to give you C-section. It's just such BS. Like, if you just didn't do the first intervention, it wouldn't have led to all the other ones. It just makes sense to me, and it's irritating. So I seriously implore that, not just to make the doulas happy, not just to make the midwives happy, not just to give us more business, whatever, not just so we get hired more often, but because it's so much easier. It's so less complicated. It's so much more easier recovery on the mom. It's so much less stressful and psychologically exhausting and emotionally draining and all of that when you're at home. You have all your comforts right there. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Let me know what you guys think. I would really love if there were some doulas out there that also have some sort of vlogging channel or whatever channel. We could all communicate, build some sort of community together. That'd be really cool. Alright, talk to you guys later. Bye.